my name is Crystal and I want to do my first floss tube. I don't know how this is going to go. It's really experimental, but I like watching Flosstube and I am really excited about what I'm working on and what I have finished and my plans for the future. But I don't really have a lot of people in my life to share that with. I do have one friend that cross stitches and she understands, but I get really excited about it and I just thought maybe someone else would want to watch and see what I'm doing the way that I like to watch other people on Flosstube. So the two main channels that I really enjoy on Flosstube are the Fat Quarter Shop Stitch channel, and I also like the regular Fat Quarter Shop channel, and also Priscilla and Chelsea Stitching with the Housewives. So, and yes, I am very highly influenced by them, and you'll see that when I'm doing. So basically, I am 40 now, and when I was 15, I found a little cross stitch pattern about this big in a home ec room at my school. I was actually at a summer camp, and for whatever reason, I thought it was okay to take this home, which now I realize was petty theft. But I thought, hey, this is in a random drawer, and I'm just going to take it home and stitch it, which, you know, of course, now looking back, that's so embarrassing that I took a cross stitch home. But anyway, I did. I took it home, and I worked on it, and it had a little instructions, and it showed how you take your thread, and you go over, and go back, and you loop over and make an X. So from that point on, I just really loved cross stitch, and at that time, there really weren't a lot of options for me. I grew up in a small town in West Virginia, and basically all I had was Walmart, which I didn't even go to very often. I think I did get a kit or two over the years at Walmart, and I would just cross stitch here and there. I finished one project for my brother. It was like an Asian inspired. I think it had Chinese writing on it, and it had a saying. I finished that for him. That's the only thing I ever finished. I liked working on projects, but I never actually finished them. So when I was in my early 20s, I put that away and didn't mess with it for a while. And at some point, I have an almost 10-year-old son. At some point when he was maybe 6 or 7, I came across a cross stitch pattern on Etsy, and I thought, oh, that's really cute. It was a bunny rabbit, and I ordered it. It was a PDF pattern, so I printed it out. I went to wherever, I think it's probably Walmart or Hobby Lobby, and got some DMC. And I was completely overwhelmed by all the choices because I wanted to change the color. So I kind of matched up similar colors but my own, and I started working on that bunny rabbit, and I got sick of it, and I put it away, and I never touched it again for years. So this winter, before the pandemic hit, I came across the Fat Quarter Shop Stitch Tube video in my recommended videos because I watched the Fat Quarter Shop quilting videos on Fridays. And I thought, well, I'm just going to check this out. I'm bored and want to watch something. So I started watching that, and immediately I got the bug to do some cross stitch. So I dug out my cross stitch from my big stack of quilting bins, and I thought, I'm going to give this a shot. So I started cross stitching it, and I was hooked, and I thought, I'm going to finish this bunny rabbit if it kills me. And I started seeing all these patterns on the Fat Quarter Shop floss tube that looked really cute at the time. They were Kimberly was showing Snow Village, so, and I just realized I am already rambling. That inspired me to start Snow Village, which led me down a rabbit trail of discovering Chelsea and Priscilla, dyeing my own fabric. I dyed the fabric for Snow Village. It came out way darker than I intended, but and actually, funny story, the first video I watched of Chelsea and Priscilla, I won a giveaway. I won a giveaway of Lori Holt Laguna fabric in Cloud. Well, I was on a budget, and I thought, you know, I want to dye this gray so that I can stitch Snow Village. So that was the first non-Aida that I stitched on, first time dyeing fabric, and, you know, I realized that I shrunk the hole, so it was 28 count, or it's 25 count, but I think it shrunk, so it's a little bit smaller. I learned how to stitch 2 over 2, and also since then I went from stitching in a hoop to recently, the past few weeks, I've been stitching in hand, and that took a lot of practice, but I'm happily stitching in hand now because I can go so much faster and work on so many more projects. So anyway, that's a lot of talking. I want to get started and show you what I'm working on. It is Jolly July, and I picked several patterns for Jolly July, but I realized that I needed to hone that in and try to actually get some stuff done. So the one thing I actually finished is Country Cottage Needleworks, Let Us Adore Him. And I love this. It's a little church, and it says, "Oh, come let us adore him." I finished this. This is I don't know exactly what fabric it is. Oh, you can see down here where I've messed up and I flipped it over and started again. This is the piece that I learned how to stitch in hand. This is a stiff, like a oatmeal, that you can't really see it in the light. It's darker in person. I actually like how it looks better on camera than in person. There's not enough contrast in person, so if I stitch this again, I'll pick a lighter fabric. Let me try to move it around. Let's see. No, it doesn't show actually how dark the fabric is. But I learned how to stitch in hand on this project because it is really a stiff Aida. It's a cheap Aida I got at Hobby Lobby. And because it was so stiff, I was able to keep practicing stitching in hand until I got the hang of it, and I was so hooked. Once I did this, I finished it up so quick. I'm so proud of it. I'm going to probably finish it into an ornament, but right now, this is what I have. So, that's the only Christmas finish I have. The other one I'm working on, I'm so close to being done, is Priscilla and Chelsea's. I'm looking for the pattern. I just had it. It's Jolly St. Nick. I am so close to being done. I'm working on the pom-pom on his hat, and I have to stitch Jolly on the cup. And other than that, I think I'm done. I did mess up on a few spots on this, but you know, it's nothing that I can't deal with and live with. I did not stitch the black in the buffalo check because really, I mean, up close you can tell, but far away where this is going to be displayed, you cannot tell. So I'm almost done with him. And I don't know where my pattern went. Anyway, sorry about that. But this is so cute. And this is 14 count black Aida that I bought at Hobby Lobby. It's $3.99 for a little bit larger cut. I have enough left over to make some smaller ornaments. And it's just so happy. The Rudolph, this is a mixture of classic Colorworks thread and DMC. I'm still building my stash, so I can't afford to, I don't have the budget to go buy everything Classic Colorworks. So I tried to pick what would be the most variegated, and then I substituted the smaller things with DMC. I was disappointed in the mustache on Santa. It just doesn't contrast very much, but it still looks cute, but I wish there was something to contrast that. And my Rudolph, the original color, did not hardly show at all. So I took Rudolph out, and I just picked a darker brown from my Snow Village project. I think it's 869 DMC, and that way Rudolph pops a little bit. I absolutely love him. I have sorry about that, I had to sneeze. Hopefully I can edit that out. Anyway, I love him. It makes me so happy, and I have more from Priscilla and Chelsea in my what's it called? I guess my haul, or what I want to work on in the future. So, Jolly St. Nick. And I don't know how I'm going to finish this guy. I'm just happy to almost have him done. So, today is July 28th. So, hopefully, I'll finish him today, and that will be my second Jolly July finish. Okay. So, oh, and this is my fancy bag. My project bag. With DMC and fancy floss, and I have a smaller bag that I try to keep my floss in, but usually it gets scattered. My next one is I'm doing Mistletoe Lane from Fat Quarter Shop. It is a weekly mystery stitch along, and this is the main page that I can share where they gave you what that is. And this has been interesting because I wanted a sparkle fabric. So I bought this from Hobby Lobby, and I have loved it and I have hated it. So this is how far I've got. I've got the Merry Christmas, I've got the greenery with some of the berries, I got the stocking. I'm using a mixture of DMC, and I substituted some of it with similar colored classic color works that I had from another project instead of the called for weeks dye works. I was just trying to save some money, and I had almost the same shades in classic color works. So I am working on filling in my house. They've already released, right here it's 3 presents, and I'm pretty sure from the preview there's going to be a tree right here. I'm not going to get this done before the end of July, but it won't be too long after. I'm going to try really hard though to not put this away and just let it sit. I want to get it done so that I have another Christmas finish that all I have to do is figure out how I'm either going to frame it, turn it in a pillow, or something. So, and that's been fun, but I'm telling you what, that filling in that red and Merry Christmas and doing the stitching on the house has just been, it's been a beast. And because my background is white, I did fill in the white up here, but I don't think I'm going to fill in the white in the, like, gingerbread candy cane striping. And it's just so much work. When I'm already on a white fabric, I think, you know, up close you can tell it's not stitched, but far away, I don't think it's going to make a big difference. But this is marked. I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera. I took a friction marker like this. It is a friction, I'm not sure if it's a friction fine liner marker, and I marked all of this. Now this is controversial because some people say they refuse to mark their fabric. I'm not worried about it. It was worth it to me to mark because I would have torn this out 50,000 times if I had not marked this. This is maybe the second. I think I marked this one. I did. I marked this one too, which helped me with stitching in hand. And as there's no lines. You can't see anything. Yes, if it goes in 0-degree weather, the lines will show up. But I live in South Carolina. It's hot. It's humid. You can probably tell by looking at me. I'm not worried about the lines. So that really helped me with this, is marking out every 10 spaces. Because I can just look and say, instead of saying, okay, count 10 from this brick, I can just say 2 over, 1 up, and stitch right there. So it's made it a lot easier. This is my fancy project bag for that. I do sew. I don't like sewing vinyl. This is the project bag I try to make myself with. It was a Kona color fabric. It was just some scraps I had. And far away, it looks really cute. Yeah, I'm not showing a chart. But it is a hot mess. My binding is a mess. And I can make decent quilts, but this thing, it's a mess. But I do love it. This is my Snow Village. I worked some on this. This is that fabric that I won from Stitching with the Housewives. And I dyed it. I picked a color from the RIT website. They have a PDF that gives you tons of colors with recipes of how to get that color. So I found the color gray that I wanted. I bought the dye, mixed it according, but the first time I put it in the dye, I thought, oh, I don't think it's dark enough. It was dark enough, but I did it again. So this is what I have so far on Snow Village. This is a mixture of pearl gray, and I think the blue was maybe, it's mostly gray with just a tiny bit of blue. I want to think it's maybe aqua. It's just a tiny hint of the blue color. So I haven't done the back stitching on the middle part, and I'm doing this all as one piece, and I'll probably finish it as a pillow. I started the back stitching on this. I did one strand like it called for, and you could not see it. So I went back into 2 strands. You can see it a little bit better. And I tried again with 1 strand on frozen hot chocolate, and you know, you can see the difference. I'm not really happy with either one. So I don't know if I'm just going to do 1 strand and let it be faint, or do this and let it be kind of choppy. I'm not sure. And I don't know why it's not showing up very well. But I still have the snow to do on frozen hot chocolate before I move on. And this was the first big project I picked. And once I got everything and I started it, I realized I really hated stitching white. And it has a lot of white, because your stitches just look so sloppy on white, and it's so boring when you keep doing it. More white and more white, more white. So I love doing the color parts and the little tiny things, but I don't like stitching the snow. So I think that's why this has taken me so long, but I would like to finish before Christmas. We'll see. I made some homemade, you see my floss mess. I made some homemade of the bitty boards, like the Lori Holt bitty boards. My husband is an elected official, and we have a huge box of campaign signs in our garage, so I cut up his campaign signs. The first time I did it, I'm horrible with a hot glue gun. I made with this black and white fabric that I had just scraps of, and they're so messy looking. Somebody on Facebook said they used duct tape, so I went and I bought some duct tape at Dollar General. This is duct tape brand duct tape, and it just has a design. And it was so much easier to just put this around. This is quilt biting, 80-20 quilt biting. And my floss sticks to it, and I can stick my needle in it when I need to change my color or get up from the couch where I'm stitching, and it stays there. So because now that I'm stitching in hand, I don't use my needle minders because it adds a weird weight to the fabric. It's not comfortable to have a needle minder flopping on your fabric. So I usually just stick it in here. And this video is already going way longer than I planned. If anybody ends up watching this, I'm sorry. Another one that I have been working on off and on is Frosty Forest. And I didn't have my Snow Village chart. I had my working copies. My Snow Village charts are actually, I like to make working copies because I know if they get drinks spilled on them, or, you know, I have pets, I have a son. If something happens to my working copy, I can just take the original and make another copy and not worry about it. So, this is Frosty Forest. And I originally wanted to stitch all of them, but once I started, just like with Snow Village, I realized this stitching all that snow was driving me crazy. So I think I'm just going to make this little guy by himself. I really love him. This is Raccoon Cabin. I have to do the dark brown on the roof and add some eyes and whiskers for him, and maybe a couple other little things in the windows. And I'll be done with this. This was a 28 count blue even weave. I don't know the exact color, but I got this at Hobby Lobby. I really like this. I've cut it up and I've started some other projects on it. Not things I'm currently working on because I've taken a break for Jolly July. But I really like this. I like using a 28 or 26 needle on it. So that's my Frosty Forest. He'll be done soon. He'll probably be an ornament. So I just kitted this up. When I finish Jolly July, my Jolly Saint Nick, I'm giving myself permission to start this. This is Calvin and Clyde from Stitching with the Housewives. Chelsea Carter and Priscilla Blaine. I'm trying to get really close. I know there's glare. It is so cute, and they finished it. Priscilla finished it on that truck, and on their floss tube, she showed how she did that. Well, my wall color is really similar to the color of that truck. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I got the similar truck but in a different colorway, so that the white will pop against my wall, and then I'll put my finished piece right there. I'm not good at making bows and stuff, so I have to work on that. But for my fabric, they use the coffee tea dyed and Rit dyed fabric, but like I said, my wall color it's like a blue-green, so I wanted something a little bit different, and I don't want to coffee tea dye because it's just not the style of my house. And by the way, I'm a homeschool mom and everything, so I have homeschool stuff. This is my sewing stuff. My husband uses this room for his side business, so you never know what you're going to see. This is my dining room. But I picked this antique blue Ada, 14 count Ada from Walmart. I mean, not Walmart, from Hobby Lobby. It's not really shown on there. It's kind of a, I wish it would show it accurately. It's a dark teal. So it's actually much darker. Let's try to go back like that. It shows a little bit better. There we go. It's a it's a deep teal color. And I love this color. And I think that on this white truck, it's going to pop. So let me try to get that out of the glare. And then here's some of the floss colors. I'm using a mixture of DMC and Classic Colorworks. So here is most of the floss that goes with. Sorry, I'm having difficulty. That pink doesn't really, it's just a tiny little pop of pink, so I'm going to put it down because it kind of throws it off. So if you kind of see what I'm going for with these colors in that truck, oh, I'm so excited. So my reward for finishing Jolly St. Nick is I'm going to start this, and I'm going to get it done quickly because I want this display for fall. I have a small house. I don't even know where I'm going to put it, but I love it so much. I love Calvin and Clyde, the pattern. Clyde is the scarecrow, and Calvin is the cat. That is the mean cat that lives with Priscilla, that is her son's cat. And another thing I have kitted up to do is this is Hands-On Design, Holly Jolly Farm. This is a chalkboard design by Priscilla Blaine and charted by Kathy Haberman of Hands-On Design. And I'll be honest, like, I wasn't really into these. They were, I mean, I don't have a farmhouse style house. I don't really have a style, I guess. I don't know what, you know. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants when it comes to my house. I haven't had a lot of time to decorate because my son has special needs, and I've just been like a really busy stay-at-home mom for a long time and a homeschool mom, so he's getting to the age now where I can do more of this stuff, so I'm just sort of discovering what I like. But anyway, it really wasn't my style according to the picture, but Priscilla, I was watching old videos of Stitching with the Housewives, and Priscilla showed her finished version of this, and this is the one I really want to do. And actually seeing it on camera and not from the photo, I thought it was so cute and pretty, and I love the colors, and I just knew I had to have it. And that seems to be what happens a lot, is I look at patterns on websites like Etsy, Fat Quarter Shop, 123 Stitch, and they look dull, they look boring, they look old-fashioned. But when I see them actually stitched either on Flosstube or on Instagram or on Facebook, I think they're beautiful. So my guess is that it is so expensive to print that it, you know, to have that high of a quality for a stock photo would make patterns cost a lot more. So, you know, pattern designers they're doing the best they can within a certain budget. So, you know, obviously they can't put like an Instagram quality photo on this. So it's hard to see. You know, that's why I love watching Flosstube, because you get to see so many designs either stitched in the called for colors or stitched on other fabrics or with different colors, and it's really inspiring. So anyway, that's my story about this. I don't know if I'll be able to finish this before Christmas. I have so many other projects I want to do, but this is definitely on my to-do list. I have some of the threads, and I just bought a 14 count black Ada from Hobby Lobby again, and I ordered some of the threads online to start this. And that's really all I have to show of my current works in progress. I have a basket of other ones that I'm just not working on right now. I have bought some things to finish things on that I've tried to look at clearance aisles and stuff and see what they have, but I found this at Hobby Lobby that has the little hook, and I thought this is a nice size to put, you know, maybe something like Calvin and Clyde, but you know, I already have something for this, but something this size I could put right here. Maybe the Jolly St. Nick. This was on clearance. I don't have anything Americana or for 4th of July, but I'm hoping by next 4th of July I will have something small to stitch that I have stitched to put on this. I really like this. I've seen it on a bunch of finishing pieces, and it was marked down. It's originally $15.99. I think I paid maybe $3 or $4 for it. It was on like clearance. And I just saw this at Walmart, and I paid $5 for it, but it goes with the other things in my house. It's a smaller size. It says 3.5 by 4, so you know it would hold something really small and cute, and I could put this on a bookshelf or on my mantle. Whew. Okay, so my camera says 25 minutes. I don't know if anybody's gonna watch this. I have so much more that I wanted to talk about and that I didn't even get to. So, you know, maybe somebody in YouTube land will like this, and I'll make another one. If not, this will be my one and only Flosstube. We'll see how it goes. And so if you made it this far, thank you. Hopefully next time I'll be a little bit more organized, and I'll be able to cut it down a little bit. I don't know, I like to talk. So happy stitching.